Hey everybody, this is Erica, the technology nerd who likes to film stuff, and I'm extremely excited right now because this huge thing of packages that I just picked up from the package room contains the brand new iPad, which is probably my favorite product of the year, and the other goodies that come with it, such as the Apple Pencil and also the new smart keyboard. So let's go and unbox them. So here we have everything, and right after that clip you just saw, I totally fell and busted up my knee like an idiot. That's what excitement will do to you. Anyhow, what we've got here is my new Apple Pencil, the smart keyboard, and we've got the 11-inch iPad Pro here. I got it in the 256GB configuration. We've got the Wi-Fi plus cellular model. So I actually went bright and early this morning to the Apple Store to make sure that I didn't make a mistake with choosing the 11-inch iPad. And just for a moment there, when comparing them side by side, I thought I did make an error because the bezels are so much smaller and that screen is huge, I tell ya. But as soon as you turn it into portrait mode, it just still feels a bit big for an iPad. So if you're using it in landscape all the time and using it with the keyboard, it's fine. And really, the footprint isn't too bad when comparing it to the 11-inch, but I think I'm going to have to be on the safe side here. Another thing to consider is that the 11-inch weighs a little bit over a pound, where if you get the 12.9-inch, it's about 1.5 pounds, so that is something to take into consideration if you're going to be carrying it around a lot. So let's get the plastic off. La la la, la la la. That's plastic off one item. 2. Oh, and this last thing doesn't seem to have that convenient pull tab thingamajig. So let's get right to the good stuff first, lifting up the lid on this box. Now I got this 11-inch iPad to replace the 10.5-inch that I got earlier this year, and I did make a video about how I use that pretty much as my daily driver. Now, since I review so many phones and I'm always switching them out, my iPad really made sense for me to use as that one continuous device, especially because I could put T-Mobile digits on it. So I've been able to call and also text right from the iPad. Might not be completely practical, but it's actually worked out quite nice. So you can see I've got the space gray one here, and actually the silver one looked really nice too. It made the bezels look bright, it stood out. But there's really nothing to complain about here at all. It's kind of hard to explain what this feels like. It's kind of like a slab, almost feels like a tray really. Instead of being nice and rounded like the old iPad, it does have this squarish, boxy type of a shape to it now. And I really don't mind it at all. So we've got the 4 speakers. You got 2 here and then 2 on the other side here. Now, of course, the first thing I noticed was the omission of the headphone jack, and I did get myself some AirPods, so we'll see how that goes. That's quite light. It's very light, but feels very substantial, like it's definitely not going to bend. Set that aside momentarily. And now let's see what else is in the box. So you've got some documentation, and I'm assuming some stickers. It's nice they give you a SIM ejection tool so I can replace my SIM card. Yeah, stickers. And we've got our charging brick, and we've got a USB-C cable, as now we have USB-C on the iPad. I'm extremely happy about that. Now looking at the output of the battery brick here, we've got a 15-watt or 18-watt charger. And just for those of you who are curious, I believe that the previous iPad charger was 12-watt. So that's all that is in this box. Let's move on. So let's check out this smart keyboard cover. I got a chance to play around with this in the store a little bit, and I do like that it now covers the whole iPad. Before it was just covering the screen. So here we have it. It looks like it only comes in one color. It's a nice gray color, very understated looking, very clean. So there's that. And a bit of cardboard in here. And it looks like the cardboard has some documentation. So setting that aside. So the first thing that I notice about this new smart keyboard cover when comparing it to the original smart keyboard cover is that it's a little bit darker. This is a darker gray. Both of these have this suede, but the interesting thing is that this suede part only touches the back of the iPad now, where when you use this guy, this suede part was sitting on the face of your device, on the glass. So for whatever reason, they've decided to have the keyboard now directly touching the glass. I don't know if that's going to cause any problems. Plastic doesn't scratch glass, so that's really not something you should have to worry about. If dust or grit that's harder than glass gets on here, yeah, that can scratch your iPad. So we're going to have to see what happens, but in all honesty, take a look at what happened to this guy here. So I carried around this iPad with the smart keyboard cover every single day. And I don't know how this happened, but there is this scratch mark, a really deep one that goes clear across the screen. This was incredibly disturbing when I saw it, and this is the type of scratch you don't want because it's deep enough to where this can cause a crack. So any second, I'm worried that this is going to crack. And I'm kicking myself for not getting AppleCare Plus. That's the first thing I'm going to do with this new iPad is get AppleCare. Look at how frighteningly ugly this scratch is. I almost died. I guess the point here is that keyboard cover or not, you can scratch up your iPad. And the keys on here are not going to scratch it, but grit will. I'm guessing something was on the screen and I went to wipe it and just, that was the result. So we'll see. So let's install this smart keyboard cover, but let's finally boot this iPad up. And hopefully I've got good uniformity on my display. I don't want to have a cool tone here and a warm tone up here and go bananas over that. You have a charge? Yeah, okay, good. So we can see that the camera bump here aligns with the back. And it just sticks on there. Wow, that's quite simple. And there it is. It's like a little portfolio to protect your iPad. I was obsessing over finding a skin to put on the back of this guy here and just eventually didn't care. But it's really nice to not have to worry that it's going to get scratched on the back. And you can take consideration of this thickness here. It's really not so bad at all. Not heavy either. I really don't think I'm going to feel this in my bag. Setting up your iPad. All right, so now we wait. So the last thing I have here while we're waiting is the Apple Pencil. And this is the new Apple Pencil. Of course, everything is brand new here. Had to buy everything over again. Now this guy has some improvements and actually quite happy with the improvements. So this pencil now has a flat edge to it, if you can see that there. Goodbye rolling off of things. The last Apple Pencil was weighted so that it would stop itself, but if it had enough momentum, it would just go off any table anyway. This guy shouldn't roll away, and plus, this new iPad has a magnet spot so that it sits and charges, and that's really nice and secure. That's truly not going to go anywhere. So that's a really nice little package. This can sit in your bag. This sits nice and secure at the top here. As far as I can tell, this isn't going to stick anywhere else. Well, obviously, you've got this cover here. But even so, that magnet and that inductive charging spot is only right here, where we got the volume buttons. Let's turn it around. Does it work the other way? Doesn't seem to matter. I just noticed that there's no extra pen tips in the box. That's Apple cheaping out on you for you. And the iPad did not come with a dongle for the headphone jack. That'll be extra money, please. Okay, so I got super impatient and just decided to set it up all over again, brand new, instead of restoring my settings. So here we have it. And let's just quickly compare the screen size next to the 10.5. I've removed the case there. And then just lining them up screen edge to screen edge, you can see how much further this extends downward. And it feels a little bit bigger, honestly, but not hugely bigger. You know, but I like it. I have to say right off the bat that it's pretty cool to connect the Apple Pencil like this and see that it's charging and be told that it's charging. And it tells you how much charge you have. And since this is just so nicely situated here, I feel like I'm actually going to use the Apple Pencil now. I would often lose it. It would roll off somewhere into the couch. I would never find it again, that type of thing. But this looks like I'm actually going to use it. I'm not plugging it in like an idiot from the bottom, having it stick out like this. That was just stupid. I don't know what that design choice was. But this is good. This is definitely where it should have been all along. That's cool. And yes, I can confirm that I am very happy with my choice in getting the 11-inch. I think if you're someone who's going to use it on your lap a lot as a tablet, and also somebody who wants to use it in this portrait position, definitely get the smaller one. It's a lot easier to handle. Once you get the bigger screen, that 12.9-inch, it feels just kind of awkward. So this feels really nice. It's a good size. I'm very happy to see with this newest update that we have all these pen settings now for thickness. So this exists on the older iPad as well, the 10.5. I had gotten so used to only being able to use just one pen setting that I didn't really want to use the Apple Pencil very much, so this is making all the difference. Now I am enjoying being able to just double tap to switch to the eraser setting, double tap again, and it goes right back to whatever pen setting you were using. Some people are saying it's not all that intuitive, but to me, I think that's pretty great. I don't have to really adjust my grip all that much or anything to search and click a button. And it's also nice that you can really tap anywhere along the bottom of the pencil here. Double tap, double tap. It doesn't matter. I can keep twisting it around and it still works, just as long as you are doing it toward the bottom. Because if you do it toward the middle, nothing happens. Here toward the butt of the pen, nothing's happening. But all around here, it really doesn't matter how you're holding it. You can still get double tap to work. So this is seeming all very useful to me. And then, there you go. And charging. Swipe up. So it's got all of the iPhone X-esque type of navigation features, and I really like that. So far, I'm not missing that home button, really. I think I can get used to this very, very fast. There's your control center and everything. Just need to pull up just a tiny bit from the bottom to launch the dock. Then you can just grab another app and do all your multitasking just like before. So I'm just waiting until we get some really great updates with the iPad in terms of multitasking or whatever else. So we've got 4 gigabytes of RAM on this model. I'm seeing that the terabyte models are the ones that have 6 gigabytes of RAM. I'm not sure how much of a difference that's going to make. Then looking at some other spec bits, you can see that with both of these displays, we have 264 pixels per inch, so you're not losing that core resolution between either one you get. They still have the same pixel density between both of them. These are wide color displays, so they show the P3 gamut. Now the P3 gamut is going to be available on P3 content, where mostly everything should just be sRGB. So Apple has very smart color management, and I'm very happy they do it right. They're saying the brightness is 600 nits. It seems like a really nice and bright display. Both the new iPad models have the A1210 or the A12X Bionic chip. You've got a 12 megapixel camera here on the back, and you've also got a flash there. Looks like a dual tone LED flash. Can record up to 4K video at 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second. You've got the True Depth camera, this cool Face ID camera, and I can see already that it's going to be really easy to cover it up with my hand. I've already been warned a couple of times that I'm covering it up. Now, it doesn't matter what orientation you have it in to unlock, and it works really quickly, but you really do have to be wary that the camera is covered, and it's pointing right at it, so that's going to take some getting used to. So far, I am really liking this keyboard cover. It's got dual positions, so you can set it up more straight here. I can only imagine that's for viewing media. And then you can tilt it down a bit more right there, possibly for a typing type of experience. It really would be nice to have more than just 2 notches here and be able to choose whatever position that I want, but it works, and it feels pretty sturdy. So finally, let's take a peek around this, and then I'll go and really have a chance to use this and do a review later on. But we've got still some dedicated buttons here. This is for the volume up and down. You've got the little magnet spot for the Apple Pencil. SIM card tray. Looks like you've got dual microphones right here at the top. 2 speakers, power button, so you can tell which way is oriented up. Of course, the camera's there as well. And then on the bottom, you've got the 2 speakers again and a USB-C port. The left side of this just looks like we've got a microphone, but otherwise is completely clean except for those antenna band lines. So this is looking pretty nifty, and I'm liking it. It's feeling like the most polished iPad to date. I really use my iPad for just about everything. This isn't a computer replacement entirely, but I'm telling you, I only use my computer here and there when I need to do some serious things like editing, for example. So I'm waiting to see the future of the iPad to become a real, true, standalone computer. But otherwise, this is what I use on a day-to-day basis when I don't need the capabilities of my MacBook. I'm gonna have to play around and see what I can get to work with this USB-C port. But it feels like we're slowly inching and getting there. Now, as far as price, I could only justify getting the 256GB model. I'm sure some people will use 512, but a terabyte on an iPad when it still isn't a true computer replacement and costing as much as it does, I'll put the prices here. That's just insane for me, so I'm treating this like an iPad, and really no more. I didn't go crazy all out with the specs. So this is all that I want to say for now. I really need a chance to use this, but so far I'm really liking it. This has been Erica, the technology nerd who likes to film stuff. Please rate, comment, and subscribe, and make sure to hit the notification bell so that you are notified of future videos about the iPad. And have a good night, you guys. Bye!